Holy shit, it is here, guys. Attack on Titan chapter 101 has dropped out of nowhere. And oh my god, this chapter is insane. But I'm kind of in a rush, so this chapter is kind of going to be jumbled back and forth. So just bear with me. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So, this chapter starts off with Eren eating Billy Tiber and causing absolute chaos at this festival. And when I say chaos, I mean he is literally jumping around, smashing people, killing people left and right. There is actually a frame in this chapter where Eren literally stage dives into a group of people while in Titan form. He knew exactly what he was doing with killing these people. So, in the midst of everybody trying to escape, we get a zoom in on the warrior cadets who are panicked and trying to escape, but Zofia is crushed to death by one of the giant flying rocks that Eren set off, and Udo's skull gets bashed in by people trying to escape while he was trying to check on Zofia. Gabby is in the middle of an absolute freak out right now. She reminds me of Rainer so much because she's just looking around like, I don't understand, I don't know what's happening right now. Are these people really dying in front of me? And Colt is trying his absolute hardest to calm her down. You know, it's extremely sad that Zofia and Udo had to die like that, but I mean, you know, we know how Isayama is by now. When you get too attached to a character, he tends to throw him out of the picture. So we just have to accept it and move on. But it's still extremely sad. I feel so bad for these kids. Now, a big theory in the community was that a lot of people thought that Willy Tiber wasn't actually the Warhammer Titan. And it turns out we were all right. In fact, the Warhammer Titan turns out to be his sister, the one who looks like the maid. So, as she says her goodbyes to her brother who has just been eaten by Eren, she starts to transform into the Warhammer Titan, but before she can finish her transformation, Eren comes out of nowhere and punches her straight in the face, exactly how he did the Titan that tried to eat Mikasa when he first transformed into the Attack Titan. At this point, most of the military officials who are in the audience are probably dead or running for their lives somewhere, so all of the remaining military personnel come up to Commander Magath and ask him what to do next. And he simply fires his gun at Eren and says that even though that shot may not mean much, that he wants everybody to remember that he was the person that took the first shot. And this seemed really weird and it kind of confused me for a second because why would that be something to remember? But then as I was reading through some of the forums online, a lot of people were saying that maybe he's trying to be the next Helios. You remember the guy who was the Marley's first hero? And this could have been part of him and Billy's plan as well to get the people to trust him because he knows what to do going forward. But in actuality, who knows though? We never know what Isayama is thinking. So, we go back to Eren and the Warhammer Titan, who finally reveals their true power by sending Eren flying miles into the air and impaling him on a giant spike. And this catches Eren, me, and probably every single one of you who read this chapter off guard. I mean, who would think that a Titan would have the power to send Eren, of all people, the Attack Titan with his hardening ability, up into the air miles and impale him? The spike went through his hardened Titan skin, guys. So we then transition over to Galliard and Peak, who are still in the underground bunker, and now they feel it shaking from the Titan fight above. As they're trying to find their way out of the bunker, Peak's squad finally comes over to save them. So it turns out that the theory that Peak told that guy that she hugged to follow them because something suspicious was going on was actually true. And I mean, that's to be expected of Best Girl Peak at this point. So her squad fills them in and tells them that the Warhammer Titan and Eren are fighting, and Galliard tries to go join the battle, but he is stopped by Peak, who tells him, no, do not join the battle yet. We need to observe for a while. And as soon as she said that, boys, as soon as she said that, she looked up into the sky, and guess what they saw? Just guess. The Survey Corps. The Survey Corps are in the Marley, and they have everybody shook. And I mean, this didn't really catch me by surprise because we've all been theorizing that Eren was not about to attempt this major plan by himself. But it had me shaking with excitement when I saw their silhouettes streaking through the air. It was such an epic moment. Eren's battle with the Warhammer Titan continues, and then we finally get the final true reveal of the final Titan. We finally get to see what the Warhammer Titan actually looks like, and oh my god, it looks awesome. Isayama did not disappoint with this design at all. It has this giant warhammer that's about twice as big as the actual Titan itself, and it swings it around like it has no problem even though it's so big, and Eren narrowly dodges getting his head knocked off by the warhammer. And as soon as he dodges the warhammer, Magath and his troops fire at Eren with their new anti-Titan weapons. And after Magath sees how effective these weapons are at halting the Titan's movements, he decides that he no longer cares about the founding Titan, and decides that from now on, the Marley will no longer rely on the power of the Titans, and he orders the troops to kill Eren right here, right now. He says that if the founding Titan dies here, then the enemy will lose the biggest part of their strength, and they will be done with for sure, and the Marley's victory shall be assured. And even if the power does transfer to a baby Eldian inside of Paradise, it won't matter because the era of the Titans is now officially over. Now this is where this chapter became one of my favorite chapters in this entire manga. Check this out. The Warhammer Titan has the ability to create and control multiple spikes in the ground with the power of its Warhammer. And Eren is now completely on the defensive. Do you realize how big of a deal that is? This is the founding Titan that Eren has, and even though he can't utilize its full ability, he has two Titans inside of him, and the Warhammer Titan is completely putting him on the defensive. He cannot land a strike now. The spikes end up pinning Eren completely down, and I mean, I can't blame him for this. I mean, how the heck are you supposed to prepare for this overpowered Titan shifter? Who would have thought something like this actually existed? And honestly, I see now why the Warhammer Titan was able to end the Great Titan War, because this power that the Warhammer Titan has is unbelievable. I mean, honestly, if the Marley would have just sent the Warhammer Titan to destroy the walls of Paradise all those years ago, we wouldn't have this anymore. Like, the story wouldn't have went on anymore. Even though I know that the Warhammer Titan's not under the control of the Marley, but still, I mean, the Warhammer Titan could have just wrapped this up easily because she can send those spikes wherever she wants to, so, yeah. We see that Eren has finally mastered his hardening powers, and he has become so precise with his hardening, just like Annie, that he was able to harden his hands in an attempt to block the Warhammer Titan's Warhammer. But it was no use, because when he was hit with the Warhammer, his head and his hands came flying completely off. And in the nape of the neck, we see Eren, who is looking like an extreme badass at this moment. And in the most climactic moment in this entire chapter, the Warhammer Titan, who can speak in complete sentences, even in Titan form, asked Eren, "Do you have any last words before you die?" And Eren responds, "Yeah, I do. Do it now, Mikasa." Mikasa? Nani? Boy, he said Mikasa, and my jaw dropped. And out of nowhere, Mikasa appears and throws 8 Thunder Spears into the neck of the Warhammer Titan and blows it up. But hold on, it's not over because the badassery continues. We then see Commander Magath and his soldiers being cornered and swarmed over by Survey Corps members who are using Thunder Spears to destroy the anti-Titan weapons. And before the soldiers have a chance to shoot at the Survey Corps, we see John freaking Kirsten, who runs onto the rooftop, dual wielding pistols and shooting soldiers down. Boy, this chapter, we then go back over to Mikasa, who has gotten immensely sexy in these last 4 years. Eren said that he's glad that everybody came to save him, and Mikasa only says, "Eren, please come home." The chapter ends with the line that says, "He's different from the time when he was fighting against ordinary Titans." And to be honest with you, They all are. They've all changed so much since the beginning of when they first start fighting Titans. But holy crap, this chapter was insane. And it dropped out of nowhere. Isayama, you madman, what are you doing to my life? I don't even know where to start. Should we start with the Eren killing people? This was a shock even after the way the last chapter ended. I mean, actually seeing him purposefully killing people was weird. Even if they were his enemies. But I mean, honestly, I'm pretty sure that he realized that Billy Tiber wasn't the Warhammer Titan, so he was looking around to see if he can find who the real Warhammer Titan was. That's the only thing that makes sense to me, because how else would he have organized this whole strategy with MIKASA to pop out at their exact right time? I mean, that was way too flawless to just be spur of the moment. That had to be planned down to the T to work. And the badassery of him saying, "Do it now, Mikasa," sent shivers down my spine. Can somebody please Photoshop a meme for me? I need Eren's head on Tuxedo Mask body saying, "Do it now, Mikasa," but Mikasa is Sailor Moon. Give me this one thing, guys. I'm begging you. And speaking of Mikasa, oh boy, this time skip has been lovely to Mikasa. You know what? Can we get a hand clap down in the comment section for how cute she looks with that short hair? It's got me all kind of excited to see how Sasha's gonna be. I bet she's gonna be thick. At least I hope so. And please, Isayama, for the love of everything, stop being so cruel. Please go ahead and give me post time skip Annie. I bet she is gonna be gorgeous. And Historia, Historia. Boys, you don't even want me to go into detail into talking about how much of a knockout Historia Reese is probably gonna be after these 4 years, because this video could go on forever. Anyways though, how about John with the dual-wielding pistols going absolutely savage on all the Marley troops? These kids have definitely grown up since this 4-year time skip. Now, that just makes me wonder though, where's Armin? Where's Levi? Where's Zeke? Well, I mean, I guess Zeke did say that he never wanted to see an Ackerman again as long as he lived, so we'll have to see how that plays out. The Warhammer Titan's design and abilities were definitely creative, and Isayama and his team did a great job showing it off. And as I said earlier, I feel bad that all of these people had to die, but man, this chapter was amazing. And I doubt those Thunder Spears are gonna kill the Warhammer Titan, but just knowing that after a full year of focusing on the Marley and the Warrior Cadets and Rainer, it feels good to know that we finally have our original main cast back together, and I assume it's going to be a very bittersweet reunion, because that's typically how things play out in Attack on Titan. But I mean, I don't know, guys. I just really don't know. I could go on and on about how amazing this chapter was, and about all of the emotions I felt while reading it, but it still wouldn't do justice to this chapter. 2 chapters in 1 month. Isayama, you are the real MVP. But anyways, what did you guys think? What was your favorite part of this glorious chapter? Did you like the Warhammer Titan's design? Did you get an adrenaline rush when you saw Mikasa and John being absolute savages? Y'all, I cannot wait to see chapter 100 and 101 animated, because it is going to be legendary. And guys, I mean, Happy New Year. We are going into 2018, and we're going to continue this Attack on Titan train all the way through Season 3 and beyond. So I hope you guys stick around with me, because it's been an amazing year with you all so far. I appreciate all of you guys' support in helping my channel grow. You guys are the absolute best. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap this video up here, guys. I hope you all have a fantastic holiday season. I hope you all bring in the new year the way you want to. And hey, until the next video, guys, best wishes.